Hey kids, Dr. Emberton, and I am here today to talk to you about the challenge. So if you noticed that after spring break we took a little shift, had a little bit more time to focus and think about our weekly lesson, and I've decided to go more of a challenge route, and I think you'll like this. And this is just based on the feedback I'm getting from the ones that I've been able to be in contact with. For those that I haven't, I'm waiting to hear from you, and I love you very much and I miss you. On this challenge, I'll go over what I've posted on Google Classroom, and it is just a design challenge that basically is all about turning a problem into an opportunity. And I'm laughing because I have my cat Cash. A lot of you have seen pictures I've drawn of him or taken of him, and he is here with me. Cash. Oh, he's gonna hide now. Okay, he'll come back around in a moment, I'm sure, and he'll be in my lap. All right, with this design challenge, it is a real world challenge. What's happened in the past few weeks is a lot of recommendations have came out by CDC, and of course, my husband working as a paramedic, we've had a lot of these discussions at home, and I've also started designing or creating face masks for our family, and I wanted to show you that because it's part of this week's challenge, what I've done. The challenge was to design a cloth face covering using the recommended common materials from CDC. And I've included a link to their website, and I've also included a face covering checklist. They have a lot of great information there, and then a template or a hyperdoc that allows you to kind of fill in the blanks. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this is the hyperdoc. It gives you the instructions. Follow the steps. Read slide 2 completely. Okay, this record findings in the boxes. Mistake! That should say slide 3. That's okay. We all make mistakes. Add evidence. That's optional on these slides. It says 3, 4, and 5, but it's 4, 5, and 6. So on box 3 is where I'm really going to get a lot of your process, but additional information that if you want to post a lot and share pictures and more details, then that's open for you there in those additional boxes. You return this to me, and I'm going to try to make sure I recognize the best one from each grade level. These are our do's and don'ts, the face covering do's and don'ts. Make sure you can breathe through it. Wear it whenever you go in public. So make sure it's something that's wearable out in public. Make sure it covers your nose, mouth. Wash after using. Okay, that's CDC and what their do's. The don'ts are: don't use it if under 2 years of age. Make sure you're not using that surgical mask or PPE that are intended for healthcare workers, because we really need those right now. Our design face covering challenge, I have created 3 boxes here, and the first one you'll just do a plan. So I really wanted you to think about, like, as we would in any plan, who will be your target audience, why is it important to them, what is not important to them, and why and when will they need this. And you'll think about those things as you're designing. The build part is all about gathering materials. Can anyone find these around their house? Is it cloth? Do I have all I need? Do you have enough of the materials to make your design follow through? Whoops. And then the test is all about, is this a functional product, and does it meet the target audience? Did you have to make any modifications while you were designing it, and so on. So that is what the challenge is, and what I'm asking you to turn in as evidence. If you have like pictures that you snap, some students are snapping pictures and they are adding those pictures on the additional slides, like on slide 4, they may do their, I don't know if they'll let me do this, let's just do this. They'll do their plan here, any additional information, and then one plan I think had a diagram kind of what they wanted. The build, this is actually what my product looked like, and then the test. And you may need to make modifications as you're testing, and you may have more than one picture of different ones that you've went through. Okay. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I have. This is one of the first ones that I've designed. and it is very basic. I cut it out, the cloth, so I could design it to where it would cover my nose. And then I use scrap material from where I quilt, here and here. And then on the inside, additional, this is just fabric I had laying around, I will use. And this was left over, I think, from a baby quilt that I made, or maybe a baby blanket. And so it's a little bit softer. So the elastic you can get from any place around the house. I like to take the older clothes that we don't wear anymore, especially the little boys that have a lot of elastic in those, and I'll cut out around it so I can use some of the elastic. It's kind of like the computers. When we go to take apart our computers and we talk about building a new computer, what parts can we use and keep, and what parts do we have to buy new ones of? It's like parting out, but we're doing it with fabric. That's what quilters do. So this was my first design, and it served its purpose. It was cloth and it covered pretty good, right? Okay. The next design, I wanted to do something I saw online where they were using hair ties. So I decided to grab a hair tie and I cut it, and I did the same design with the mask, and it served the same purpose, but the hair ties weren't as comfortable. And when I told one of my friends about it and that the hair ties weren't as comfortable, she was talking about, she actually manages a store that's essential, and she has to go in still. And she said that what she had done is she had designed one that kind of wraps around her. She took a mask and it wraps around, but she added buttons on either side. I haven't got these buttons sewed in yet. And what she does is she'll put it on, and then the buttons on either side, let me replace that. The buttons on either side, she will then take a headband or a large rubber band, and she'll wrap it around one side and stretch it to the others. I think about the headbands that the girls wear. And she just wraps it and holds it in place, and it's not on her ears. And so I've got a couple ready to go with some buttons. I've also designed a few that just tie in the back. So today I'm going to talk to you about really cool ideas that I've seen and have yet to try. One was, I think one of the students did a bandana, and it was really cool and easy to use and find around the house, and it's very simple to turn in and just take a picture of and show. So I've also saw where you can take an old shirt and the sleeves of an old shirt, and you got to make sure they're really large, so when I'm holding it out, I can make sure how large it is. So you take a sleeve of a large older shirt, and then you cut. So I'm going to take this sleeve, and then I'm just going to cut. All right, now after we cut our sleeve out, I like to cut a little additional cut here at the top. I cut a little additional right there, or around the one part of the sleeve. I make sure I can really stretch it, okay? And then I'm going to slide this. Let's see if it works. Testing, testing. It's very tight. Not too tight. It still fits. And it serves its purpose. So this is another one that serves its purpose, and it was easy to make. I look forward to seeing more of your designs, and I hope you guys get really creative, and I can share even more later. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see your designs really soon. I miss you all. I love you all very, very much. I hope you're having a blast. I always tell short stories, like little snips, in my classroom, and one of the things that I remember from my childhood was in '94 we had the snowstorm, and we were out of school for a really long time. And while we were out, there was no running water, no power, and we had a lot of help from others that came in to bring us things. And I live right in town, so during that process, I remember I learned a lot about the helpers in real life, and things. I remember specifically cooking, because if you have an electric stove, it wouldn't work. We had no electricity, so we cooked biscuits on a gas stovetop. It's little things like that that it really brings out the humanity. It brings out the human, and you get to see wonderful things from a lot of people. And I hope that you're looking for those wonderful things and hanging on to those, and remembering those. And we'll talk again on here soon. Send me a private message or comment if you need me. And